a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man who's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. There's an old man getting next to me, and you've got us feeling all right. Now John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, he'll light up his smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. Oh, he said, John, I believe this is killing me, as a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la. Song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. You are on you've got us feeling all right. Now, Paul, he's a real estate novelist. Never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy, and probably will be for life. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. That's a pretty good evening for a Sunday evening, you know, and well, as usual, as per usual, the manager, well, here she is, she gives me a smile. Don't overact, 'cause he knows that it's me. She knows that it's me. She knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la. La la la, la la la.
No one could ever accuse you of overdoing it, Mr. Veira.
Never one to go over the top.
Never one to go over the top.
But I just thought I'd do a little variation. And can anybody spot the tune? That was the first tune of the night. Please write in now. Come on, hurry
you
up.
better write in, guys, if you
I better do my
recognise
buttons
it.
up, otherwise Stu's going to be saying, medallion man. You know.
Without the medallion.
Yeah, look, I just had a hot shower and we'll determine whether you, later on. Can anybody know, has anybody written in? Come on, check.
Not yet. They're all saying how they've come to see me. They've all said how they've come to see me.
Yes, and what was the first tune I played tonight?
No, none of them are saying it. They're just clapping, darling. Remember, Piano Man says Rob Barron.
No, you didn't listen, did you?
Summer holiday is what they said. Honestly, it's very difficult tonight.
Oh, do you know what? Okay, I am, because here I am. Isn't it? It's just a wonderful world. Are we playing this for anybody, or are we just...
Yes, I'm going to dedicate this to all the brass players that can't be meeting at the moment and can't be playing at the moment. Of course, wonderful, wonderful Louis Armstrong used to play this, but all you brass players, I know you are so frustrated that you've been stopped from doing what you love. So this one is for you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, a bright blessed day, a dark secret night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, and I think to myself, what a wonderful
That was rather lovely. Rather lovely.
Did you like that?
I like
another
that.
Insta arrangement from
Another
JB.
little, yes.
You know, you've heard bits and
arrangement.
pieces, but here we go.
Yes, here we go. Oh dear. No improvement there then. Sorry, folks. So a few people we want to say hello to. All the people in Leicester. We are sorry that you are not going on any summer holidays soon. And we were going to dedicate something to you last week, but we didn't quite get around to it. So Marion, Gaff, thank you for that thought. And Wendy Goulding, I know that you are in Leicester. And everyone else who's watching us from Leicester, we're thinking of you. And we're sorry that you are not yet out of lockdown.
Yes, we really do.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when everyone else is out doing stuff.
It is. And we who are in a more open situation, you know, owe it to you to just think about you, because we could be back there just as quickly.
Yeah, we
could.
But
that's another subject. I hope you're all well. Oh.
Jonathan's being attacked by a microphone as usual.
As usual. No change there then. That's
and also love to our lovely son and daughter-in-law Dan and Rose, who are tuning in tonight, even though they're surrounded by mountains of packing boxes and everything else.
Dan!
In the midst of their move into their new house, they are watching us. So lots of love,
nice
guys.
to see you, my son.
Thank
Rose,
you
nice
for being
to
with
see
us.
you. And all those people in Bath who are watching us, those in
Holy Trinity Coombe Down.
Holy Trinity Coombe Down, which we're coming up to do a show. We think, we don't know, but stand by your beds. Stand by your beds, because we're coming up to do something there. I love this tune. We were going to do it last week and with Mark, and he didn't know this version, but it's the George Shearing beginning. It goes like. Let there be you, let there be me, let there be oysters under the sea, let there be wind, occasional rain, a chili con carne, sparkling champagne. Let there be birds sing in the trees, someone to bless me whenever I sneeze. Let there be cuckoos, a larkin and dove, but first of all, please, let there be love. of all, please. But first of all, please, let there be love. Let there be love. Let there be love. Let there be the blues. I knock on the door. But first of all, please. But most of all, please. But first of all, please. Let there be love. 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 Let there be love.
Woo! Fabulous. Fabulous.
I know, but it's not as good as Mark.
I don't know. I think you play that pretty well.
Yeah,
Pretty
I know,
well.
but everybody, just to say, didn't you love Mark last
They
week?
did.
Did you love him or did you love him? And I've been working with him for so long now, nothing shocks me anymore about him. And he can come up. What's wonderful about him working in the studio is that you say, we want to do this, and he just plays it. It doesn't, he gets in, does it in one take. And you go, oh my goodness, how did you do that in one time? I mean, I practice and I get it there. Eventually I get the right notes. But those of you who are watching this camera here, you could see his fluency and his fluid playing. It's just wonderful to watch.
I don't think there was a single key that he didn't play.
No.
at some point.
As my friend Tony Mitchell said, my accountant, he said as an accountant, I would say he made good use of every single note. It's very good.
That's very good. That's very good. And Let There Be Love is dedicated to Samuel and Pauline because you have been married for 35 years tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
Which is amazing. But even more amazing, we have Chris and Alan Chivers, who've been married for 49 years this week.
Mate,
so you're just
you would
1
be
year
out
off
of prison
golden.
by now.
That's
okay.
not kind. That's not
That's
kind.
what I'm just saying, Murder. You
He's
get
a
less for it.
fortunate man. He's a fortunate man. So
well, Chris,
bless
she's
you
been delivering all the jokes that I've not been reading out.
No, that's
There've been a
right.
few actually. Where's the phone?
And there's one other anniversary.
Where's the phone? Oh, there it is.
Rich and Imi, our dear friends Rich and Imi.
well-
It's their wedding anniversary tomorrow, isn't
I'm going to sing them
it?
a song. Just,
Are you? Okay.
Now, Rich and Imi. Rich, it did occur to me actually that Rich would be quite a good person to get into this room.
Okay.
And him sing some tenor arias.
All right.
Some
okay.
operatic stuff.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Fine. Oh, my word.
It just occurred to me while I was having a shower today because I thought actually you'd love that. He sings all the arias that you know, not the ones that
Not
you
the
don't
ones
know,
that
like
he
me.
sings.
And all that stuff. But up there, it's a very small room. I don't know whether that might.
But
kill us.
Richie's a good friend, and
He's
they
one
got,
of my closest friends.
They got married how many years ago? I can't remember. And Jonathan was their best man.
It's a long time now.
Was Richie's best man. Richie's a bit like our younger brother.
Yes, he is.
And Jonathan was his best man, and I don't think that the hotel knew what had hit them. But Jonathan ran a very tight ship, and it was a great wedding.
Great wedding.
And we all had a marvellous time.
It must be 8, 9.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
must be.
something like that.
Yes.
And
Anyway, congratulations, guys.
And we love. Thanks very much. I'm going to sing you a song, the one that you like, in a minute, and I'll sing that a bit later on.
I'm sorry, you should have told me this.
I was going to tell you. Just heard.
good,
tell me, have I said here? Just heard that Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are getting to merge, and Bill Gates really worried. It's going to be called You Twit Face. Did you get that? Okay, for the slow amongst you, I'll read it one more time. Okay? Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are going to merge. Bill Gates really worried. It's going to be called You Twit Face. That was from Liz B, and I'm going to sing a song for them in a minute, which is more their style. And I think there was one that John sent me. Where is it? John Bathgate. Here we go. I told my suitcases there will be no vacation this year. Now I'm dealing with emotional baggage. Thank you very much, John. Up in Scotland, John and Liz up there, and the Bathgates, Neil and Julia and Debbie and Ian, who are not Bathgates, but they're Matchets. And they're all up there in two lots in Scotland and one out in Witney. So we welcome them. There was a one-legged man at the ATM machine this morning. He was checking his balance. It's not funny, is it, John? That's almost illegal, isn't it? Tell you, the doctor diagnosed me, and it turns out that I'm colourblind. The result came right out of the purple. Blue. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay.
Now I'm going to sing something that actually our techie, Rachel.
Yeah, this is for Rachel.
And Claire. Now Rachel runs the stuff, all the mechanicals, and Claire runs all the.
And Claire's the graphics.
Graphics. So they are two sisters, and they always like to give me something that I can't do, and or I don't particularly like.
Well, that's really selling it to them, isn't it?
I don't know why, but a lot of you like it, and I know that Roxanne out there and Philip like this one, and I don't know what that's about, but here we go. Love changes everything. Hearts and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly, or a night seem like a lifetime. Oh, love changes everything. Now I tremble at your name. Nothing now will ever be the same. Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more. Love, it changes everything. Pain is deeper than before. Love will turn your world around, and that world will last forever. Yes, love changes everything, brings you glory, brings you shame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. It's so high.
I don't know that they were even listening. I think they were busy making up new jokes, actually.
Oh, good.
Their old jokes were not received. But Rachel has sent you 3 smiley faces. She's a very happy
thank
girl.
you, Rachel.
Plus, can I just say that it was Rachel's birthday, as you know, and we asked Fiona and John Dick, and in their company, to make a special present for Rachel, and you will see her in this special present when we can wheedle a photograph
well,
out of
because
her,
she doesn't give photographs. She doesn't. She's
she
not
looks
open to
very
the press
good.
very
She looks
often.
very good.
Let's put it
in
that
her
way.
pink dress with her pink fascinator.
Yeah, with a pink fascinator. She does not like pink, but we're going to get her into pink before we know where we are. Here we go. Now, should I do you raise me up? Yes.
I think you better. This was for Rachel Eves. She suggested this.
Is that it?
Rachel Eves. And also I want to mention Mark. And Mark, you were 50 yesterday. You're away on holiday now, but have a great time. And just celebrate this week being 50.
When I'm down and oh my soul so weary, when trouble comes and my heart burdened be, then I am still and waiting in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so perfectly. When you come and I'm filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on tall seas. And I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Then I am strong when I am on your shoulder. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
bravo, bravo, bravo.
Did anybody listen?
Yes, they did. They're all listening, really. I'm just winding you up. It's so easy to do.
It is an easy thing to do. And let's have a look. It's 8:30. What I wanted to do was...
Holy City?
Yeah, I wanted to do this.
Okay.
I'm going to do this
this
because
one,
God sent his son. And this is for...
Erica and David Clegg.
And also for John and Liz Bathgate, who introduced us, first of all...
To the Gaithers.
The Gaithers, and from whom so many of my album tracks come. God sent his son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy a bride. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know who holds the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. And then one day I'll cross the river, I'll fight life's final war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the lights of glory, and I know he lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know who holds the future, and the life is worth living just because he lives. And life is worth living just because he lives. I put that together about 2 minutes ago, didn't I?
Yes, you did, but it was wonderful.
And you know what's interesting is that tune was completely wrong, and what I went into...
Don't tell them.
God sent his son. They called him Jesus. It's Joseph.
I'm sorry, he's a bit frisky this
honestly,
evening, as
I've
you can
got-
tell. I
completely
think,
got the tune.
I think the sea air got to him.
No idea what's going on. Anyway, right, this song. I'm going to sing this song, then we have a video.
Then we're going to have something very special. Okay, so listen up, folks.
We
very
want you
special.
to be around.
Yes,
If you're going off for a cup of tea, don't go for a cup of tea.
We
Pay
need,
attention.
we need you round here in about 5 minutes.
All right, but don't go away, because I'm singing a huge tune. This is... Last night I lay sleeping, there came a dream so fair. I stood in old Jerusalem, beside the temple there. I heard the children singing, and ever as they sang, methought the voice of angels from heaven in answer rang. Methought the voice of angels from heaven in answer rang. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, lift up your gaze and sing, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna to your King. And then methought my dream was changed, the streets no longer rang. Hushed were the glad hosannas, the little children sang. The sun grew dark with mystery, the moon was cold and chill, as the shadow of a cross arose upon a lonely hill, as the shadow of a cross arose upon a lonely hill. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, hark how the angels sing, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna to your Then once again the scene was changed, new earth there seemed to be. I saw the holy city beside the tideless sea. The light of God was on its streets, the gates were open wide, and all who would might enter, and no one was denied. No need of moon nor stars by night, or sun to shine by day.
Wonderful indeed, Mr. Veira, wonderful indeed. We were listening to the recording of Jonathan from the Albert Hall doing that earlier on. Very moving. I have to say, I had a tear in my eye. It was very special. Now, those of you who are queuing at the ice cream stall, I need you to be paying attention, okay? Just stop your queuing for a minute. The ice creams are not going anywhere. Just need you to pay attention. Now, we have something very, very special for you. And Jonathan, do you want to say anything special about it?
Yes, this is done by my two sons.
Yes.
Matthew and Daniel. Nicholas.
No.
Sorry, Matthew and Nicholas.
Sorry, Nicholas.
Sorry, Nicholas. Matthew and Nicholas.
Matthew's presenting, Nicholas did the filming and the editing and everything else. Talented boys.
Well, that's his business, but the other is obviously Matthew is now executive producer of this very exciting project. Watch
carefully
this and listen.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm here today to talk about an exciting new project, JV, The Lockdown Sessions. Now, my name's Matt Veira, the long-suffering eldest son of the one and only JV, and I am an executive producer of this project. You might even recognise me from some of his old DVDs, but let's just say that I got my looks from my mother. I know for many of you watching this, tuning into JV live from the Steinway room has not only been entertaining, but something to look forward to each week during this difficult lockdown. Having some great music, fun, laughter and chats with mum is much needed during these tricky times. And I don't know about you, but I've loved hearing him sing some of these new fantastic songs such as Fields of Gold, Smile and Bring Him Home. We've received a large amount of messages and comments from many of you asking for JV to record some of these songs onto a new album. Well, we've listened, we've discussed, and we've talked logistics. Our dream is to make this album happen. And we want to produce a fantastic new album filled with fantastic songs that JV has sung during his Live from the Steinway Room series. However, we'd love for you to help us make this dream a reality. And we need you, the fans of JV and his music, to support and back this new project, as without your backing, this album sadly won't happen. We've realised that the only way of getting this album made is through crowdfunding. For those of you new to crowdfunding, it is simply a pledge to say that you will buy the album before it is made. When it's ready, then we'll send it direct to your door. Now, there will also be other rewards available to you. This could range from access to the album launch concert to a cup of tea with JV over Zoom. Or how about the opportunity of being able to be a part of a mass virtual choir that will join with JV and sing on one of the album's songs, including a video montage released with the album. Sadly, making an album like this isn't cheap, but we do have some amazing people involved who are some of the best in the business, helping us work to a realistic and sensible budget. Some of you will remember Mark Edwards, an incredible musician and dear friend of our family. He will not only be playing on the album, but producing it along with JV. It's a match made in heaven, I can tell you, although keeping them focused is going to be my main job, I think. What we want to stress is that all the money raised in this crowdfunding will not go directly to JV. Instead, every penny raised goes towards the production of this album and the costs associated. Your giving and generosity during this lockdown has constantly blessed Mum and Dad, but it has also kept things going. It's kept the piano tuned, it's kept the tech paid for, and most of all, it's kept the cameras rolling. Join us next Sunday on JV Live in the Steinway Room, where we will launch this crowdfunding in an hour-long special show. We'll be giving you all the information you need to know how you can support this project. And I know that for many of you, JV and Sue's songs and laughter have helped you through this lockdown. And I also know that you've all helped them during this difficult time as well. JV, The Lockdown Sessions. Let's make it happen.
Wow. Wasn't that awesome? Awesome production from Nick, and really clearly laid out by Matt. We are so excited about this. I can't tell you guys, really excited. But as Matt said, we need your help to make it happen. And that's sort of what the community's been all about the last 16 weeks, isn't it? Doing it together. So next week will be the launch. We'll be telling you all the exciting details next week, but keep your eyes open. And we're so excited. JV?
Only we would listen through the noise and chaos of our days. Lord, give us time to fix our minds on you and hear what you would say. Only we would listen through the wars and conflicts of our time. Lord, if each day we'd kneel and pray to you, what wisdom we could find. Word of life, voice for every season, song of love for all our days. Still you speak, if only we would listen, listen and obey. Only we would listen through the years that come and go so fast. Lord, may your ways shape all our days until we see your face at last. Word of life, voice for every song of love for all our days. Word of life, voice for every season, song of love for all our days. Still you speak, if only we would listen. Listen and obey. That was for
Christine Windmill and also Hazel Buckland. They both suggested that one, and many of you enjoyed the words and the tune, which is lovely.
And this one was a song, actually, I don't think Richie's listening now. He's put the kids to bed. They're sitting having a glass of wine, probably quietly in their room in Gloucestershire, enjoying the quiet. But if they are, this was a song that actually we sung at their wedding. If you remember,
you did.
If you remember, the organist didn't turn up until the last minute.
Oh yes,
Do you remember
you
this,
were
Rich?
practicing ready just in case.
We were
to
practicing.
play the organ as well as do everything else.
The organ as well, just to make sure, just in case I had to sing it from the organ. And anyway, we sung this one, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
It was beautiful.
It was one of those occasions. And this you asked for before years ago, a couple of months ago, and I'm singing it for you guys now, and you'll know
this
why.
is also Tristram and Amanda asked for this in particular. So we're thinking of you guys.
Okay.
Thank you for telling us your story, and we're dedicating this to you too.
To you. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hand hath made. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou And when I think that God his Son not sparing sent him to die, I scarce can take it in that on the cross my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then shall I bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Wow, that was powerful, JV. Powerful.
One other song I've got to
exhausted.
sing.
One more.
Now this is for
Is this the one I'm thinking of?
This is the one it is.
It's for Louise
Louise Day.
Day. Yes, she suggested this. I can't remember why she suggested it. It was a few weeks ago now, so I'm sorry it's taken a while. But he's doing
One
it
of
now.
those, one that's beautifully written. And she didn't want it in English, of course not.
Too easy.
It's far too easy. But it's actually hard to play as well. line, good. Right, now we'll try it in German. Nun danket aber Gott mit Herzen, Mund und Händen, der große Dinge tut an uns und allen Händen, der uns Vater lieb, und Kinder weinen an und selig viel zu gut und noch gesund getan. Der ewig reiche Gott woll uns bei unserem Leben ein immer fröhlich Herz und edlen Frieden geben und uns in seiner Gnad erhalten fort und fort und uns unserer Not erlösen hier und dort. Now I think the English version is Now thank we all our God. Can you sing it? With hearts and hands and voices,
Who wondrous things have done, in whom this world rejoices, who from his mother's arms,
und selig viel zu gut in this world and the next. Amen. It's a fantastic tune. I absolutely adore it. It's one. Thank you. Well, I did it for you, Louise. Okay, and I screwed up the fifth, sixth line. Because I haven't got any music in front of me, I'm doing it from memory, so forgive me. All right. Now, we're going to be talking to a very exciting person now. We spoke earlier to a lady in Uganda, and her name is Bex. Well, I'm going to let her introduce herself when I get on the radio. We spoke to her earlier today, as they say in all the BBC reports.
Yes.
We spoke to her earlier.
And this is what
today.
we heard earlier.
Well, it's lovely to have with us a very, very special guest from a long way away. Not down the south coast, not even in the Lake District, or not even in La Belle France, not even in l'Espagne, not even there, but cross the continent, cross over Morocco. There you go, and you go further down, and you get to a place called Uganda, and we welcome very specially Bex. Now, say it for me. Okatel. All right, there we go.
Okatel. Well
Bex
done.
Okatel.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Bex,
You got it.
It's lovely. It's simply delightful to have you, and welcome to the JV Live from the Steinway room, and it's such a pleasure to have you. So, where are you exactly in Uganda?
Okay, so we're right over in the east, quite close to the Kenyan border, in a town called Mbali. Say it with me, Mbali.
Mali.
And it actually, I'm saying town. It just got changed into a city, actually. So I'll get into trouble for that. We are now a city. Can you believe?
Gosh.
But the population is around about 100,000, something like that. Increases to about 300,000 during the day because of people coming in. So, yeah, it's actually a very beautiful place, right nestling in the foothills of Mount Elgon. And, it's really glorious.
So
highly recommend it.
The physical surroundings, just describe them a bit. Is it extremely hot there at the moment? Well, tell us about the temperature. Just make us very jealous or not?
Well, we are actually in the coolest part of the year, so it's only around about 20 to 25 degrees at the moment.
You must be freezing.
Hottest time of the year is around Christmas, January, and then you're heading towards 35, 40 degrees maybe. Yeah.
Oh, my.
So this is the best part of the year.
My goodness. Well, that's fantastic. So it's nice and cool. It's the nice, acceptable part of the year for you. Well, that seems to be about
very pleasant.
The level of our summer here anyway. We're going to be basking in 21-degree heat tomorrow. You know, basking.
Lovely. Good old Blighty.
Yes, yeah. I know. And Bex, just to say, your dad is watching right now with great pride and glowing pride. Les Sherlock, who I've got to know, the great piano tuner of Alfred Brendel and the like. And so he suggested that I gave you a call and we talked about you and. Because he said she's such a wonderful girl, married to such a lovely man. So you've married a Ugandan. Is that right? You've married a Ugandan.
I did. I married a Ugandan. This is back in 2007 because I came here in 2006. And like a crazy fool, I fell in love and decided to get married here to the wonderful Moses. And I've been stuck here ever since. Yeah, Moses.
You see, I love the fact that you've married a guy called Moses. I mean, that's kind of let my people go. Absolutely brilliant.
Leading me through the wilderness. Blessing.
2006, you said you went out there. Why did you go out there in 2006, Bex?
I was asked to come out to help a British GP who has a clinic here, and she really needed someone to help her manage her clinic. That's what I used to do back in Dorset. I was one of the managers at quite a large doctor's practice back then. So I came over to help good old Dr. Jan run her clinic, do some of her personnel work and manage her records and all that kind of stuff. So I was only actually going to come out for a year. I thought it would look nice on my CV, you know, a nice little sabbatical for a year, coming out to Uganda. And then, obviously, God must have had other ideas for me. So, that kind of sabbatical extended, ad infinitum. Mm.
Well, that's quite. So you were a practice manager, or what is that? What they call them out in here?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, I mean, it was a very big practice, so there were actually 3 managers, and at the time, I was in charge of IT and finance. Although I don't think anybody put me in charge of IT anymore. I've got to be honest. I think things have moved on a bit. I'm getting a bit old in the tooth for it, I think. But that was what I was doing, and I loved it. But I've been working in the NHS for about 9 years, something like that,
Gosh.
I really felt like I could do with a bit of a change, something to give me another kickstart, you know. So coming out to Uganda, I thought would be excellent, using some of the skills that I'd been given at that time. And for sure, I was working with Dr. Jan for about 4 years. And in fact, still, we're great friends. I was around our house the other day. And we work in partnership with Dr. Jan even now. So, really fun times. Really loved it.
So Dr. Jan is a major kind of medical figure in that area, I presume. Is that right?
Yeah, she's one of the major medics around here. She runs a hospice, and they do amazing work helping people who are like towards the end of their lives, helping them with pain relief and symptom relief, and just helping families in that difficult time, you know. And it's often neglected here in Africa. People are kind of like sort of shoved in a hut in the back of a village somewhere to die, and it can be very difficult and painful for them. So she does an amazing ministry there. It's wonderful, and kudos to her. She's great.
Gosh, that sounds really kind of really right in the vibe of things. You're getting kind of you really put your hand on. Tell us in a way, it must have been. We're going to have a little break in a second, but I just wanted to say. Sure. It must have been a major shift culturally for you to go from from a reasonably prosperous country like this to go to Uganda. I've got friends in Uganda. I got another friend who went out there as a missionary and married a Ugandan as well. So I know a little bit about it, and it must have been a bit of a shock, was it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. No matter how much you prepare, you know, and even up until now, what have I been here now, 14 years, something like that. Even now, there are still times when I'm thinking, what on earth is all that about? How does that work, you know?
Yes.
Because you're so much based on how we grow up, you know, and the assumptions that we make in our families as we're growing up as kids and teenagers and so on. And then you come here and find people like operating on a completely different kind of level of understanding of things, and to do with community and family and finances. I mean, you name it. It touches every area of our lives, culture, doesn't it? And still a lot to learn and appreciate, really, even up till now.
Yeah. Well, and actually having married a Ugandan, surely that has helped. How did you get on with him? How did you get on with him, with his mother?
Well, sadly, his mother died before I met him. But his dad is still around, and he has got a big family. So when we have a big family gathering on Christmas, around Christmas time, Boxing Day, and they all come around, and we roast a pig on the barbecue, and you know, we sit around chewing the cud, and just fun times, amazing family life. But thank goodness for Moses, who can kind of steer me through some of this stuff and explain why someone has made some weird decision and all this kind of stuff that goes on. So,
gosh,
well,
listen, this is really interesting stuff. Look, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little song, and then we always sing the same song every week about this time, and in between guests, and then we're going to come back and we're going to just mine down a bit deeper into the charity and what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it and all that, and how we can help you to do it better. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll have a thanks very much. Just stay on the line and we'll just sing a little song. Okay.
10 seconds.
Right.
Now.
This is number 16. 16 shows we've done. 32 hours I've been sitting here, and plus Saturdays. My bottom's gone to sleep. And we've sung this now 16 times. And the very special news is that what we're going to try and do, technically, it'd be quite fun to get it together, we're going to have, and you can pay for the privilege of singing with JV on the next album. Oh, yes. In a massed choir, we're going to get you to sing a chorus or two, whatever it is. Whatever we agree. You're going to send it in by telephone or your webcam, and you can then say, and it will come out in a video montage as well. And so learn the song, have it learned, and then we'll tell you if and when we get to this album. Hopefully we will. And that all depends on you, of course. When you're down and troubled, and you need some love and care, and nothing's going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Sing it all over the country, all over the world, sing it with me. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. if the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend, oh darling. You've got a friend, oh darling.
You've got a friend.
My sweet darling, oh.
You've got a friend. You've got a friend. You've got a friend. And that was for a wonderful group of people in Colchester. Alan, Penny, Chris and Carol, all who've been providing takeaway meals and so on for during the lockdown for the vulnerable and homeless in Colchester. So, guys, you have been working tirelessly on that
And a
over
big
the last
shout
few weeks.
out
So, big shout out to
the
your
Salvation
whole
Army,
team and the whole
whole
Salvation
team.
Army in Colchester. We love you guys. We love you.
Okay.
Back to the lovely Bex to find out more about her charity.
Well, Bex, welcome back. Thanks for staying on the line. And we've got those of you who've just tuned in. We've got Bex Ocketel. I'm sorry. Look, I'm an old
Close
man.
enough.
Just leave me alone, all right? My wife is she's gesticulating to me, trying to mouth the name. And so I'm just going to say Bex because it's easier, all right?
Yeah, just go with Bex.
Just leave me alone and
absolutely,
listen.
yeah.
I'm an old geezer. So, now, Bex, let's go to 2007. You stay, you
Yeah.
get married to Moses,
Yes.
which must have been an interesting. Was that a shock to your family over here? Hello?
700 people at the church and about 1,000 people at the reception. So, yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
You can say that again, right? 1,000 people at the reception, right? I'm starting to shake visibly. All right, when we think about that. Okay, so 1,000 people at the reception. All right, so but you stayed there, and your plan was to enter into ministry. Was it to go into this Were you then doing the charity? What happened next? Tell us.
Well, it's interesting because I was just planning on going back to work with Dr. Jan, and Moses was going to carry on doing his thing, working with another NGO. And in fact, it was on our honeymoon. He had this dream in the middle of the night, which he woke me up in the middle of the night. And he has learned not to do that now, by the way. But anyway, he had this dream about starting a nursery school in the local slum. And so we chatted about it the next morning. When we got back to Uganda, because we were in the UK at the time, we got back to Uganda, and within 2 weeks, he just started. He went down there to a friend, a local pastor who had a church building there. He said, "Can I borrow your building during the week?" And Sam said, "Yeah, no problem." And he got a couple of his friends together and said, "Let's round up some of these street kids who are only about sort of 3 or 4 or 5 years old and see if we can help them." And so we started this thing in a very small way, about 30 or 40 children. And like I said, 2 or 3 staff that were only paid part-time. And it grew from there. I was obviously sending pictures back to the UK, letting them know what we were doing. And people just loved the idea and started sending us some money. And so it started to grow. And God started to give us some ideas about how to do it better, you know. I mean, initially we were just having these little kids in a room, just trying to teach them their ABCs and so on. And God really showed us how to expand that out to a more thorough kind of way of helping the children and their families. So now, shooting forward, God has really blessed us. We now have our own land, and we have our own proper nursery, the primary school, and this year a secondary school, which is really exciting.
Yes,
and on top of that, we have a family support team, which is a group of staff who are social workers, health workers, and finance advisors. And together, they really help the kids, counselling and what have you, but also the parents and the family as well, just helping them to understand just how to make their family work a little bit better, you know, giving them some parenting skills, some hygiene lessons, things like business advice and grants and saving schemes, all these sorts of things that they just come together in a holistic program, if you like. And that all really supports then the child's education. Because, you know, I could talk about this forever, you know. But, you know, when a kid's in school, if they're hungry, are they going to learn?
No.
Not really. No. And if they're being abused at home, they're also going to struggle to learn, and all these sorts of things. So it's about trying to make everything in the right arena, you know, trying to get everything together so that the kid can have the best possible chance of becoming who God wants them to be. So it has massively grown since those years back then, in a borrowed building. Yeah. So I guess we are now up to something like 700 children that are accessing education directly from us.
700?
And then on top of that...
Wow.
Say again?
I'm saying wow, because we've been involved with other charities where smaller compounds, you know, you might have up to 100 people, but 700 is a phenomenal size. I mean, it's really targeting...
Yeah.
Look, can I just ask you, I mean, these kind of numbers are quite impressive, standing back. I read the figures, and the amount of children being educated and going from one tertiary education into... well, I don't know about tertiary education yet, but have you got any evidence of this now going up into university type? Because the age would be about right, wouldn't it, for people to enter into secondary school?
Our eldest children now are going into, well, they would be, of course, if it wasn't for the lockdown, they would be going into their A-level years.
Okay.
But having said that, we do have some great examples of kids who, because, of course, we're looking at a relatively poor nation, so we really want to get kids to reach their potential and then quickly get into a position to be able to earn money and assist their families.
Yes.
So those children who aren't academically super bright, you know, those ones, they might finish their education at the end of primary, and then we support them going into straight into a vocational course.
Yes.
So primary here ends at around about 13, 14 years old, so it's a little bit later than the UK.
Okay.
So then they go into vocational learning, and we've got, for example, I can give you Igessa, bless him. He went straight into carpentry course after his primary leaving exam, and he is now a carpenter, and he is earning money, and he's helping his mum pay the rent, and he's helping his friends, and he's making a good living now. So yes, definitely, we are seeing fruit from this.
Yes, which is
and,
a long-term
for example,
thing.
with the mums.
Yeah.
So the mums that are in our income generation scheme, I mean, I think without exception, all of them start in extremely poor situation. Massive debt, being kicked out of their rented accommodation, usually a mud hut, that kind of situation. Yeah. And after, a year or two with us, getting their training and their grant and so on, they start to prosper. They can now start to pay their rent properly. They can now perhaps even start to pay school fees of some of their other children who we aren't having into the school. And we've got lots of examples of mums who now were able to go and buy some land, build their own homes, and are now running multiple businesses. They're employing other people in the community and are doing really well. So for sure, it definitely works. But it is all about spending time, sitting down, talking, really listening to what the issues they are facing, and just stepping out with them and going on that journey with them the whole time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, this is huge, actually, Bex. This kind of, I love this bijou organisation. We've worked for major organisations, Compassion and World Vision, that kind of thing before, and where one raises money for them, and actually good on them, and it's done some very good targeting in a way. But where you have smaller organisations, we support another organisation in South Africa called Mabaso Love. And it's, again, education, taking orphans, and it's not faith-based necessarily, but although most of them involved a Christian. It's actually taking from a very small base of people a very big vision. And that's what I can see is very exciting about the work. What would you say, first of all, are the major challenges for you working? I mean, notwithstanding lockdown, because that must have changed things severely.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Massively changed. But I mean, I'll tell you about that later. I mean, normally in a normal year, challenges are often around. The normal kind of things you get with poverty anywhere in the world. So. Substance addiction is common, so you can get very cheap alcohol in the slum, and of course that presents its own problems.
Yes.
And then of course big hygiene problems. Of course, a lot of the places they don't have running water, money for soap, that kind of thing. So then you've got all the normal kind of bacterial infections you can pick up, parasitic infections, tropical diseases, all those sorts of things that are normal challenges for a family. And then, of course, as single parents, so some of the mums, they've got multiple children from many different fathers, and the fathers are either not there emotionally or physically for whatever reason. Really struggling to keep their family together financially. And just generally, when you're in that situation, of course, you start to lose hope, don't you? You get desperate, you become seriously depressed, actually, and then that has a knock-on effect for the children as well. Even in a society that is very communal and the neighbours were here for each other and everything, it can be very difficult, especially if all of you are in a similar situation. All of you are struggling for food. All of you are struggling to make ends meet. And then, of course, you've got situations of abuse that can happen, particularly for the children and for the women as well. Violence. Africa, I think, in general, tends to be quite a physical kind of continent, Every child knows how to kill a chicken, for example. Yes. So it can be a very physical kind of environment, particularly one of the tribes that we work quite closely with, the Karamojong. They are quite brutal with each other. And so, there's lots of challenges there for the kids to overcome and the mothers as well to overcome,
So what about lockdown? What about coronavirus? How's that affected us, you?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, it's had a major effect on us. Uganda, bless the government, really tried very hard to get on top of this, and they have, I think, to a large extent. So they acted very quickly right at the beginning, I think around the end of February, beginning of March.
Yes.
They went into total lockdown. So we've come out partially from the total lockdown about a month ago. But as an example, we still have curfews from dusk till dawn, where you're not allowed to move out of your home. The borders are completely shut except for cargo. They occasionally allow a flight in if they're repatriating Ugandans. So essentially, I am now stuck here. I can't go anywhere.
Yes.
Some of the businesses are not allowed to operate. For example, bars, clubs, hair salons, churches, of course, aren't allowed to meet together. But most importantly, schools are shut down. Which, of course, is a big part of our work. It's where we get to keep an eye on the kids and, encourage them and motivate them and empower them. But we are still working because of our family support team. Our social workers, our health workers and finance advisors, they're going into the community every day. They're checking on our families, doing home visits. Any of the kids that are sick, they come back into our sick bay and we treat them. We can treat for some simple things like malaria and so on. And helping some of those struggling with their businesses for whatever reason, maybe helping them to diversify, giving them advice on what to do with their savings. And actually now, as we're coming out of the lockdown, is giving people new grants to restart their businesses. Because, of course, when you've got no income coming in, they've kind of used up all of their capital and anything they had.
Yes.
And now trying to restart the business is really hard.
Yeah.
So just helping them to do that. And, of course, the social workers, when the kids are at home, it can be a difficult situation. I think a lot of families around the world would say having the kids at home all day is quite difficult. Yeah. And so, social workers stepping in where there might be sort of abuse or, difficulties there. I mean, early pregnancies, I'm afraid we're going to be having to arm ourselves for that. So a lot of different challenges now, but we're kind of trying to meet those challenges as we go on, sort of evolve with them, Yeah. Our teachers, bless them. I mean, by the grace of God, somehow or other, we're still able to pay all our staff their full salaries. I mean, literally, it's hand to mouth at the moment, But we've still been able to pay them their full salaries, which helps their families, of course.
Yes.
And the teachers are just coming in still doing sort of remedial printed lessons to go out to the children who are in the candidate classes. So that's O-levels and the primary leaving exam. We're not sure if those national exams are going to go ahead this year. But if they do, we're doing our best to try and get the kids ready for them.
Yeah.
And I'm doing some training with the staff as well from a spiritual perspective. So there's lots of things still going on in the charity, lots of great work still happening in the community. I mean, things like helping with burial costs and, where there's an issue in the community, just, helping out in whatever way we can. So, yeah, still very much involved in what's going on.
Fantastic. Look, Bex, you sound like you could go on for days, actually, telling us the vision. Yes. You've got such passion, and you are an example to a lot of us, actually, about just you feel as though you've been powered by the Holy Spirit. That will do. And I think you seem to show an awful lot of I don't know, joie de vivre, the real joy of life and what you can achieve. How can we best help you to just keep this momentum going during this time of lockdown and coming out of lockdown? How can the JV community help you best? What would be the thing?
We're always looking for people who will support us in whatever way they can. So obviously we're a Christian organisation. We believe in the power of prayer. So if you are a praying person, pray for us. Pray for the kids, because some of the kids got sent away to the villages because the parents couldn't look after them anymore, and we've lost touch with them. So pray for them. Pray for the staff that are in quite difficult situations. You know, they've got big families that are all looking to them and their salary to pay for everything. Pray for us as leaders to know, how to move forward and so on.
Yes.
In a very practical way, of course, money is great. We can do
Yes.
great, amazing things with a very small amount of money.
That's the point.
So if
That
people
is the
go to
point.
our website,
Yes.
Here
it is.
Yeah, if people go to our website, they can go to the donate page. Sorry, say again, Jonathan?
It's on the screen as you speak, so that we're going to, so people can see it all and they can go onto it straight away. They don't have to give it to us. They can give straight to you if they want to. They can give us as well, and we will pass on to you via the charity, whichever way it is.
Thank you. I promise we will make every penny count. We are as cheap as chips. We can stretch money a really long way.
Give us an
and
example.
We do a lot with it.
Give us an example. How much? What will £15, £20 buy out there?
Right. So £15 a month basically allows a child to access all their education normally when the school is open. So that's the teacher's salary, their lunch. They get a free lunch every day. Their uniforms. Everything is free. We don't charge anything for anything we do. So nobody pays anything for this.
Gosh.
It's all from donations. So the kid gets their education. They get their books. They get their lunch. They get their uniform. They get their medical care when they need it. The women, their mums, get the IGA training, the income generation training, financial advice, the social welfare program, everything that the community needs. We are there to try need to, as well as empowering them to understand what their responsibilities are as well. So for 15 quid, I think that's not bad, is it?
So that is what's called value for money. And I'm looking at the camera right now and I'm saying £15. You can go and give £15 straight away to this organisation if you can afford that. We'd love you to do that and really bless this
Or
charity.
even a fiver. If all you can afford is a fiver, I can make that work, So,
Well,
definitely.
three of them, and you're there. That's it. You've got one month's support. Bex, look, we're out of time. We've been talking for a long time now. You've been an absolute powerhouse. Your dad will be proud of you. Give my love to Moses. And we'll talk to you again. Thank you so much for having us around, and you've been a blessing. And God bless you.
Oh, bless you.
Keep well.
Yeah, bless you too. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks,
Love you all.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye.
There's a child with tears in her eyes, staring down the war-torn street. The burned-out tanks and empty shells lie all around her feet. Friends and family, home all gone, her world is torn apart. She pays for someone else's politics with the scars across her heart. See this child with tears in her eyes. An angel is crying heaven tonight for the children of the world. The kingdom's gates are open wide for every boy and girl. They're searching for a savior, but who will show the way so the children of tomorrow can find the love they need? There's a child with pain on his face, looking out across the hill, but with the trees and heartbreak ground silent, lifeless still. He's lost me long forgotten, when his next may never come. Someone stole away his future before his life's begun. See this child with pain on his face. Angels cry in heaven tonight for the children of the world. The kingdom's gates are open wide for every boy and girl. They're searching for a savior, but who will show the way, so the children of tomorrow can find the love they need. Oh, angels cry in heaven tonight for the children of the world. The kingdom's gates are open wide for every boy and girl. They're searching for a savior, but who will show the way, so the children of tomorrow, how they need a star to follow, so the children of tomorrow can find the love they need today. Well, thanks, Bex. That was extraordinary
Wonderful
interview. I mean,
lovely lady.
she's a force of nature, a tour de force, a force of nature. And she's out there doing the business on our behalf, because I think that's what it is, isn't it? In as much you do it to the least of my brethren, you're doing it unto me. And I'm not doing it. She's doing it for me. And I wasn't going to say anything. I'm going to say something about... Sorry, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, it sort of puts me in mind again of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish.
That's what I was going to about to say, Sue. We were listening to a sermon this morning. And, you know, sometimes you listen and you think, oh, that's all right, that's fine. And it really spoke to us because it talked about the 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And the story of Jesus going out there starts... It says they were involved in... Jesus was tired with his disciples, and he said, let's go away for a time of rest and recuperation. Those are the words they practically used. And so they went to a place where they could get some peace and quiet. But it said the crowds got there before them. They heard a rumor that they were going there. And it says Jesus looked on them and had compassion, and he taught them for the whole day. He stood, thousands of people shouting, because I thought about this, didn't have a PA. He must have shouted, and they were passed on information that he was saying. And it just occurred to Sue and I, we were away for a few days down the coast, and just a few, and I thought, oh, do I have to come back? Do we want to come back?
So you didn't want to come back,
I don't want to come back, you know, sea was right there, and I thought, oh,
sea
you know.
and the sun.
And do you know what I thought, and what we immediately thought? The community is why we have compassion. You guys out there who've formed this community in these 16 weeks, have formed bonds that should last for a lifetime. And for many of you, you've made friendships and you've talked, and we provided the room for you to come into. That's all. That's all we've done. But I often think I do have compassion, because so many people. I've just been in there while you were doing that. I was looking at some of the notes. People that have lost. Sheila, it would have been 35 years for you since you've been married, and so compassion is what we feel. And when we come back, it's a living. We also get a living from it because of your generosity. We do, but we come back and do this in our holiday because we love you. Actually, that's what it comes down to.
And we'll go back tonight.
That is not. We're going back tonight. But this is not cheesy televangelist rubbish, because I have nothing to do with that, just so that you know. But it's true, that I just say, this is compassion we feel, and we share these songs, and we share the ministry of so many people from around the world, from Uganda. You know, she's a woman from Uganda, and we bless you, Les and Moira Sherlock, for sharing your
Bex's
daughter.
story.
I'm going to sing a couple of songs, and we're going to, I think, who's this for?
This is particularly for Ruth. You shared the story that your dear mum died on the 22nd of June, and that you finally had the funeral. I think it was last Thursday. Her name was Jean, and she loved Jonathan singing. You weren't able to have any songs at the funeral, you just played a few songs, and that this one in particular was her favourite. And as you sent the message, we were actually listening to this in the car, so we knew that we had to sing this tonight for you and for everyone else who is finding life really difficult, and they just need to know. You just need to know that Jesus knows.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Oh, why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know you watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on that little sparrow, and I know He watches. I know He watches. Yes, I know He watches you and me. Now, there's only one song I haven't sung tonight, and I meant to sing it, and I put down, and I will sing it next week, I promise, and that's Be Still, because I don't think we've got the time to do that. Have we got?
I'm afraid I do.
Be still, just one verse. For the presence of the Lord, the Holy One is here. Come bow before Him now with reverence and fear. No sea too hard for Him. In faith receive from Him. Be still for the presence of the Lord, the Holy One is here. And I know you went back to church today and you found it quite odd, because you said it went very quick and nobody sung, so that was odd.
That's quite hard. That's quite
But
hard.
that's for the whole the Wainwright family listening up there in Liverpool. Go on.
And thank you guys for all your lovely comments. What are you doing?
I thought there's something wrong with the piano.
All right. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
So, yes, thank you guys for all your lovely comments about us coming back. And we didn't say that to sort of elicit any response, but
We didn't. I wasn't gonna
it
say
was just
anything.
something that particularly struck us this morning, that it's what we wanted to do, and that it's about us just giving what we've got. And believe me, God has multiplied it by thousands, and my husband's indicating that I mustn't start
because we got
preaching.
sing songs.
Okay.
And indicate.
Just a quick trip through the CDs that have been sung from tonight. You Raise Me Up has You Raise Me Up on it, as you can believe, and also How Great Thou Art, which, did you do that tonight? I don't think.
Yes,
she did.
I did.
And How Great Thou Art, which she did tonight. And it's a wonderful album, and it's
Not forgetting How
Jonathan-
Great Is Our God, which is a great one I listened to on the way here.
Yes, and so that's a beautiful album, what I call the inspirational album. So if you haven't got that as part of your collection, you need it. All That Matters, this lovely CD, has got Still You Speak on it, which is lovely, plus the beautiful song All That Matters. And Wonderful World is from this very fun album, Pilgrim. So again, if you haven't got that as part of your collection, that's what you need. And if you go onto the website, which is www.jonathanveira.com, here, you'll be able to listen to them and check out all the books and so on. And you can order them. We will sign them. Jonathan will sign them, and I will send them out to you. So be more
We'll
than
be
happy.
with us. I mean, you should be. Yeah, we've got stuff.
Yeah, we've taken stuff away with us so we can.
And
send
we'll be
things
back
out to you.
Tuesday. So.
And many, many thanks to those of you who have contributed to the ministry here. We are so grateful. As Matt said in the video, it has helped us to keep this whole show on the road, as well as keeping us on the road, which has been fantastic. So thank you for that. Those of you who still would like to donate to the ministry, it's either paypal.me/Jonathan Veira. Make sure it's all one, Jonathan Veira. Or you can write to us and we will send you our bank details. More than happy to do that. But thank you.
Thank you to all of you
Can
this
I just
week.
say thank you to those people who do send money through. I'm sorry if we don't actually write to thank you. Sometimes we just know that we've received money, but we can't actually contact you. So if we can contact you, we do try to. But if we just got a number, we can't. Just a bank account detail. We don't have it. So I'm afraid I do apologise for that. Thank you for watching the video. We will be sending that out this week. And as we said, next week will be the exciting launch of the Lockdown album.
So
and
stand by for that.
Finding out what different levels you can go in at. And gosh, it's exciting. I can't tell you. I'm really excited about this.
Across the changes through the years, eternal God, your love comes down to lead us on. So as we walk with you, our every step is holy ground. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. And we will seek to know you more, and every word of every prayer, and you will keep your timeless faithfulness through every breath. You will be there. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. If doubts and fears come closing in, we lean on you when strength may fail. And Father God, you pour your spirit down, the clouds will clear, the truth prevail. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. This is the hope for all the world. The nails that held God in our place. This is the love that brings forgiveness. This is the promise of His grace. And that's on the latest album, Hymns Project 2. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful album. In the future, we're going to have, we've talked to Sue Rinaldi, who's listening tonight, and we're going to get Sue, singer-songwriter. She wrote a lovely song with me on this latest album, and she's going to be coming in with her guitar and talking about her life and what she's doing and her passions. And she's going to be sitting right over there, nicely socially distanced. And go peaceful in gentleness. So we're going to have this on the album. Through the violence of these days, with Sue singing. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways. Sue.
Through darkness in troubled times, let holiness be your aim.
Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. Be
Righteous, speak truthfully
in a world
of greed and lies. Show kindness,
see everyone through heaven's
eyes.
God hold you,
Enfold you
and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. May you be known by love. Been lovely being with you. And now we go. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn His face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you His peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn His face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you His peace, and give you His peace. turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord bless his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you. Be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. God bless you. See you next week.